So there's a whole new line of action figures entirely based on PlayStation characters, and I was not expecting these figures to be quite as awesome and impressive as they are. Did you know that the people over at Sony have partnered with the people at Spinmaster to create a new PlayStation line of 1/12 scale, articulated, highly detailed action figures? Well, if you didn't know, now you do, and honestly, it's really exciting because this is, I don't know, the first of its kind, really? Like, at least as far as like a straight up PlayStation line. I've never really seen Spinmaster do stuff this detailed and articulated before. Like, Spinmaster's great, but this is something, it seems like new for them, but also because like what's gonna come next? Like what are we getting next? So it's very exciting, and I'm honored to have been sent actually this over by the people from Sony and from Spinmaster. Thank you for sending this over. I'm very excited to open this stuff up and see how great these figures really are. And it's not just these two right here. I've also got, which I'm very excited for, probably even more excited for, is Kratos. I'm actually a little bit more of a bigger fan of this version of Kratos, you know, back in the PS2 days.
I am through doing the bidding of the gods! Come down here and face me now, Zeus!
But of course I'm a big fan of every Kratos, especially the new version. And this figure looks awesome. Does this figure not look like super freaking cool? I'm so excited, and there's tons of accessories, and just by looking through the box, like that face sculpt looks pretty legit. I'm into the packaging, like this is just, it's just very exciting. So of course we've got some great PlayStation representatives, you know, of course from the Horizon series and God of War, obviously, but it's not just these ones too. Ghost of Tsushima's coming, makes me excited for what's coming next, and please, Sony, Spinmaster, please give us this guy. We need this guy. I need this guy. Please, Sir Daniel Fortescue is, please. And Sony, I'm a big fan of your work. Aside from PlayStation, I'm a Sony camera user. Love your work. Big fan of your work. Please, thank you. Thank you. So I, of course, will make sure that there are some links in the video description to pick these guys up if you're looking for them. You're gonna be able to find them in a lot of different retailers, but I, of course, will conveniently give you a few examples in the description. I got you. Don't bother thanking me. I got you. It's okay. I got you. So even right down to the packaging, Spinmaster has like nailed it. This like simplistic blue and white is very PlayStation-esque, you know, and it's really cool. It's really, really cool. All right. Oh my God. Oh, yes. Ha. So Varl, here we go. And ooh, this is a thick box. This must be like the deluxe edition of Aloy. Look at the difference between that. Okay, Kratos, I love you, man. I'm gonna save you for last. And let's open up these Horizon figures. I'm really excited to see what this thick Aloy box is all about. Let's open her up first. Awesome, I don't even want to take her out. Wow, just looking at her face, this looks legit. These are very incredibly detail oriented. These look really nice. Holy crap. Man, so just like the character designs of these characters are pretty complex in general. Like there's a lot going on with their outfits and their armor, and I feel like they could have easily just kind of had that in the sculpt and not necessarily quite as detailed with paint and everything, but they did do all of that. Both of them have pretty like complicated hair and it looks so good. Like there's shading and, you know, her redhead hair and like all of the detail in their clothes and the armor and all of this. There's so much of it, but it's very detailed. That's what I'm trying to say. Whatever the heck I'm trying to say here is that the detail is incredibly impressive. Her head and her hair and her face looks so good. Like I honestly can't believe it. This is absolutely on the level of like a Figuarts or, you know, like a $70, $80 figure. Oh, look at her. She's got articulated hair. I was not expecting that. Now that is cool. So if you wanted to do some kind of crazy jumping pose with her or something, like the fact that you can move her hair around adds to that action so much. Wow, I'm really impressed. I'm not one to use the youngster terms, but Spinmaster really cooked. Seriously though, I think that this might be the best action figure hair I've ever seen. Like, I've never seen anything quite like this on a figure. Has anyone ever heard of a figure that has this much hair articulation? I don't know of any. Really cool, I'm very impressed. Now she kind of looks like, what's her name from Rugrats? Cynthia, the doll, right? So, Varl comes with a few things. He comes with his little axe thing, which looks like it can be attached on his back. There we go, just like this. Boom, there we go. And he does come with some hands too, so he's already got a fist and a holding hand there. And then he comes with another fist and holding hand, so cool. You can have him punching and you can have him holding. That's what I like in an action figure. Oh yeah. He does technically come with more stuff already on him. I mean, right? He's got a quiver. Right? What's the name for this thing that holds arrows? He's got one of those. And he's also got a little sword thing. I don't know if you want to count that as an accessory, but he's already got it. 30 bucks for a figure that looks this good and actually comes with some accessories. Pretty dang impressive, in my opinion. And Aloy comes with a bunch of stuff, like all kinds of good stuff. So first, she's got her bow, which looks great, and I've noticed a lot of these accessories are not with like a super hard plastic, but like slightly hard. So because of that, you won't get a lot of warpage. Like, you know, sometimes you open up a figure and you get a spear or something, and the spear kind of goes near and droops a little bit. I mean, as far as I can tell, it seems like that won't happen because these are a little bit harder than I was expecting them to be. The bow looks great. There's tons of detail on that. Plus, it is a stretchy little thing on there, so that's, I'm sorry, I don't know anything about archery, the rope, the string, whatever that's called. And she comes with her spear, and both of these do also have the ability to be tacked onto her back too, so she can be holding them. And it also does come with one arrow, and she has another arrow holder. Does it go on her waist? Yes, there it does. There it does. Ah, yes. I was very afraid we'd have another Indiana Jones with the whip situation. And so she comes with a bunch of faces. Got the one on her now that's got a little bit of a smirk. She's got a more slightly concerned face on here, like that. And she's also got a very happy face painted one. Another very face painted one, but it's a bit more of a stoic expression on there. There's more. It's not the last one. And she's got a very nice, intense face. So that can go well with some hair flowing in the wind with a crazy action pose. That's great. And then we've got another different face painted one, which I actually kind of like this one. They all look really quite nice. And plus, for a hidden bonus, on the inside of all the faces, there's a little smiley face in there. Look at that. Wow. Okay, so here we go. I've got her in a nice little pose, which looks really good, by the way. Like, very impressed. Got the string in between her fingers, so I'm gonna try and, I think if I just put the arrow in between the fingers, there we go. Nice. Very impressed. I haven't even gotten into articulation yet, and so articulation with both of these are pretty dang good. One thing I was a little bit worried about was the ankles. Like, I was like, oh man, like, is she not gonna be able to? No, the ankles have a lot of movement. I don't know if you can tell, but you can move them so much, both directions, which actually really helped quite a bit with getting that last pose and getting her to stand in that pose. Oh man, and she's got double jointed knees, so you've got all that. And she doesn't have double jointed elbows, but she does have more than a 90-degree angle. She's got a little bit more. Articulation's pretty spot on. You've got a ball joint to twist up here, and you've got crunch too. Neck movement's great, and we've already been over the hair articulation. And she can hold her own when she's standing. When you put her in those poses, she will stand up too. So, and with him, it's just about the same, but he's a little more bulky. So he's got the same like butterfly joint kind of thing going on in there too. If you can see that. Same single jointed elbows. Got the double jointed knees also. You've only got the one chest thing going on for him though. She's got a little more than that. Man, I'm very impressed with both of these figures. Articulation and everything. I didn't think I was gonna be this impressed. Overall, these two figures, insanely awesome. Spinmaster, keep doing this, please. Oh my gosh. It is time for you, Kratos. Before I forget to mention, Atreus is also available too. It's not just Kratos, so you can have a whole father and son relationship going on here, which is pretty important, especially if you need somebody to yell "boy" to. The ghost of Sparta is here. He feels a little different than the other two figures did. I don't know what it is about it. He just feels, I don't know, harder. He does. The plastic feels a little bit harder, at least on like him. There we go. That's very visible. But no, Kratos looks great. The same exact detail that I've been raving about with the other ones is absolutely here as well. And he comes with his wrist armor thing. Is this? I don't remember. Is this the one he gets from Jason? And his shield as well. Oh, so you can just pop the shield right in that area. Wow, the easiest shield apparatus I've ever heard of in my entire life. Mafex with that Captain America shield. Oh my goodness, that was a pain. See, there we go. Just do this. Oh my gosh, that was so easy. And you can strap the axe right on his back. Perfect, beautiful. There's Kratos. Damn, he looks so good. So Kratos is kind of a different character build-wise, you know, so Articulation's probably going to be a little bit different. But he's got that butterfly joint for sure. Look at that. That goes all the way back like that. That's so cool. And, you know, his little red stripe there still remains consistent. Same thing on the other arm, even though there's the big shoulder pad there. It's got a little bit of crunch, not nearly as much as Aloy. And the knees are looking a lot like Varl's did. You can stick a, wow, that's quite the knee movement. There's a lot of posability with this guy, for sure. Kratos, come on, man, you're so cool. Very nice and easy kneeling pose too. Looks great. Looks really, really good. Now, I just did this pose really quick and he's so easy to stand. They do an incredible job with these ankles. I'm really impressed with how well the ankles move and how well they're able to maneuver them so the feet can support themselves. Sometimes that's not easy with an action figure. That's great, and the pose is pretty cool. So, dude. One thing I think I would have really liked with this figure is another head or another face for him, because I want an even more intense screaming Kratos face, you know? I want to be able to have him yell, Ares! Even though that's not the same. Oh well, maybe the deluxe version comes out soon. So here they all are together in comparison. I don't know how tall Kratos is, but I always imagine him being way taller than everyone else. And he's a little taller than everyone else. Not much taller. I mean, I guess Varl's hair is got a couple inches on him. I feel like Kratos should be a little taller. So let's see. Kratos is a little bit bigger than 6 inches. A little bit. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, Aloy. Anyway, Kratos is a little bit bigger than 6 inches, so they're all around that perfect 6-inch scale. So here he is for a quick comparison to one of the older, much older Kratoses. This is still my favorite version of Kratos, which means Spinmaster, I would love to see what you do with this Kratos. This is like the God of War 3 Kratos. For a quick comparison, obviously different scale. I would love to see what you do with this one. Okay, so the question is W or L for these guys. Honestly, they're a huge W. I think Spinmaster is showing what they can do with this type of action figure, and I'm so impressed. I really wasn't sure what to expect. Everything about them is great. Everything is very detailed and looks good, but they're also still so incredibly functional. Like, you can pose and do stuff so nicely. The hair on her is so cool and so impressive, and that's like the coolest thing about these figures is her hair, not gonna lie. I love you, Kratos, but yeah, huge W for these guys, huge W. So it isn't quite winter yet, but I think we can still make it feel like winter in some toy photography. Kratos, what do you say? Let's go and do something awesome. I got a good feeling about this. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a setup going on. It might be a little bit hard to look at right now because it's dark outside and there's a lot of light right there. Let me walk over here to get some adjustments. So here's Kratos, and he is standing in front of his cabin. This is just a decoration I found at Hobby Lobby a while ago. It's like a nativity decoration. It's a great little prop. And so he's standing in front of the cabin and he's contemplating God or man. Ooh. With his axe stuck in the little wood splitter, and he's got some other pieces of wood right there. You know, he's just kind of like the very beginning of the first PS4 game. By the way, this is real little pieces of wood that I cut up for a steel shot I did last summer, and I actually had to cut a little bit out of this piece so then the axe would stay in. I did take a little bit of a test shot right here, and this is how it's looking so far. Not so bad, but there's still one thing missing, and that is snow. So I've just got a bunch of flour right here. I had to buy a whole new bag because I was out of flour. So here's a bunch of flour, and I'm just gonna spread it all around everything. I'll probably move Kratos just because I don't want to cover him completely with flour, but I'm gonna cover everything with flour, and it should change the scene pretty dramatically and make it very snowy and very thematically appropriate for this scene. And I'm pretty excited. It's gonna look really cool, I think. So I'm just gonna dump a bunch of flour in this little strainer here to kind of evenly distribute it across, and hopefully it looks pretty good. And it really evenly distributed everything quite nicely. I've never actually used the strainer before, and that worked really, really well. So I'm going to pretty much just take a couple of shots with me sprinkling over some snow, kind of similar to how I did it in that last Mortal Kombat video I did over here. So over here are my settings, which look pretty good in camera. My shutter speed's at 640, which is pretty fast for shooting at night. So luckily I have all of this light. If I didn't have all of this light, it'd be very dark. My f-stop's at f1.8, which also really helps a lot too with getting a brighter scene in the dark. Low f-stop is great for low light photography. And my ISO's at 400 as always. I like to keep it there because fast shutter speed and low light can really add some grain if you have too much ISO or distortion, and I don't want any of that, so it should be pretty good. I'll take one extra shot with some lighting coming from above, which will get some good rim lighting on top of Kratos and on top of the axe, which is gonna look really good. Then I'll just grab some flour, sprinkle it over, and hold the trigger on my remote, and that'll be it, and hopefully it comes out cool. I definitely was not expecting to like these figures nearly as much as I do, and I'm impressed. Spinmaster, I can't wait to see what you do with these types of figures. Cannot wait. If you did enjoy the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. This photo, as always, will be posted on Instagram and TikTok, Twitter, all of that stuff. If you want to follow me on those platforms, those are also linked in the description of the video too. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.